Thank you for
Good
having
morning.
me. Morning to you.
Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
Who says I'm gay? And then what was their mouths? Yeah, pale power. We have returned to the 40s to discover the roots of success. Speaking of roots, how about those African kids, huh?
You are gay. You are.
you are gay. $17 to poop and pee all over these women. Oh look, it's a yellow-headed, pink-tailed booby. Ooh, whoa. I don't want to suck that guy's dick. Look at him. He's got the little belly. He's got the grown man tits. What the hell? Hey. It's time for fun facts. And then what is this? This is a video? Oh, they're Muslim. I see. Hello, and welcome back to Pandering Hour. I am your host, Anthony Martin, and today on today on Cameroon, Pandering Hour, we're going to be talking about Cameroon. Fuck. Francis Ngannou is from Cameroon. So, Cameroon on the Gulf of Guinea is a Central African country of varied terrain and wildlife. Its inland capital, Yaoundé, is its biggest city. The seaport Douala are transit points to ecotourism sites as well as beach resorts like Caribe. I want to see that. I like beach resorts. Let's see. Is this Cameroon? Where is it? So there's Cameroon. Oh, it's in between Nigeria, Equatorial Guinea, Gabon. I haven't even talked about Gabon, the Republic of Congo. So this is one of the nicer countries. Like, people always depict Cameroon as like this horrible place. Like, I've been watching, I watched a little bit of Francis Ngannou's like documentary, and there are like moments where he's like, yeah, it's really hard in Cameroon, you know? It's just so poor. But then, like, if you were to go to like Ethiopia, it's like, damn, like Ethiopia's way poorer. I mean, hold on, what is it ranked? Let me see. So Cameroon is 148. Oh, it's even nicer than Nigeria. Nigeria is nice. Nigeria and Uganda are like nicer parts of Africa, and then Cameroon's like 5, 7 above that. And then where? Let's see. Ethiopia's 70. So think about this. If you were to make it 22 spots worse, then you'd be in Ethiopia from Cameroon. So, you know, Francis doesn't have it too bad, is what I'm saying. And get over it. So what if you were an orphan? But yeah, Francis is my only reference for Cameroon. I don't know anything about it. Francis Xavier Ngannou is a Cameroonian and French professional mixed martial artist and professional boxer who's currently signed to the Professional Fighters League. Damn, look at that. Boom. Yeah, he has crazy knockouts. Let's see. What's his net worth? $5 million? Not bad. $5 million? That's not bad. I'm worth like not even a tenth of that. I made, 50K a year once. Francis Ngannou, his wife? Who's his wife? Oh, white woman. Wait, whoa. That's not Francis. Oh, he doesn't have a wife. Okay. Francis Ngannou, childhood. Francis Ngannou went to great lengths to escape poverty before becoming a UFC superstar and booking a multi-million-dollar fight with Tyson Fury. The Predator grew up in Bate, Cameroon. Let's see it. Let's see it. Oh, that's inland. That's way inland. Let's see. So this is where Francis is from, huh? It's pretty. Okay. Yeah, you got nice little shops and stuff. Come on, man. What are you even talking about? He walked 6 miles to school every day before being forced into work. Okay, well, that does sound hard. Let's see. Psh, whatever, man. My mom only gave me $20 for lunch, and that was the whole week. $20 a week for lunch. And so I had to buy Pop-Tarts. And I sold Pop-Tarts because the vending machines only gave you one for $1. But if you bought packs at the store, each pack had two. See, I was undercutting the whole system. The system was trying to Michelle Obama was trying to squeeze us as kids, and I was out there filling in the fat. Desperate to help his family financially, Ngannou began to work in the sand mines and did so for 7 years. The grueling job made him become much bigger and stronger than others his age. The former UFC heavyweight champion found boxing in his teens, but it wasn't until he turned 26 that he decided to travel to France to pursue his fight dream. It proved to be an incredible 14-month journey. Saw him cross the Sahara Desert, drink dirty dead animal water, and spend time in prison. My journey from Cameroon to Paris was 14 months. I couldn't go to the airport and take a plane to France. I had to use all the back doors. Ngannou explained to Joe Rogan. Ngannou first traveled to Nigeria, which was pretty easy because it shares an open border with Cameroon, and he didn't need a visa to enter, but he still needed to travel 400 miles to Kano. Well, first of all, where's the border, man? Where? I don't see a border. Ooh, nice house. Next, the 37-year-old made a trip to Niger, and it was more problematic. The 37-year-old? What? There's an 11-year time gap there. How old is Francis? He is 30. Oh, they're saying now. Okay. Went to Niger, and it was more problematic. This time, he needed a visa to enter the country, and the only way to get around it was by paying bribes to the police and border control officers. There we started to be illegal because for us to get there, we needed a visa, but from there, we didn't have a visa. Look at this guy. I want to hate on it, but he looks like, is he a teenager here? How old is he at this point? He worked in the sand mines, and I know he went back and did more work. So we had to deal with police, border protection officers. You get caught, they ask you for money, like a bribe. You don't want to give all your money. You need that to survive. You don't want to give all your money. You need that to survive. The man who will make millions for boxing debut fight with Fury on October 28th was forced to swallow his money to avoid local law enforcement taking him in. After experiencing corruption firsthand, Ngannou began his journey to Algeria, and a potentially life-threatening turn when he was crammed into the back of a truck with 25 people to cross the Sahara Desert. On the brink of dying from dehydration, he was forced to drink water that had dead animals in it before trying to get through the Algerian border with a fake ID. All Malian citizens in Algeria. All Malian citizens in Algeria, they didn't even need a visa. They are free as long as they have IDs. So we are all black. We all look the same. We're all from Mali, but we have to prove it, he continued. Ngannou admitted that he was scared to shit when questioned by Algerian officers over the legitimacy of his identification, but he managed to travel through the country to Morocco. Things didn't get any easier. No. Ngannou aimed to make it to one of the two Spanish islands. Quetta or Melilla? Let me see. Where is that? No. That's not what I meant. Quetta or Melilla? Yeah, Melilla. Excuse me, Google. I said paste. Well, first off, that's not really an island, dude. So he was here through Nigeria to Niger, the Saharan Desert through Algeria to Morocco. There's Mali. Now he's there. Wow, okay. Where's Melilla? Okay, 2 ports. I see. So here or there. I see. I see what you're doing. Once he was there, he could claim asylum. After 1 year, 6 failed attempts, and a visit to the Moroccan hospital after he cut himself on barbed wire, Ngannou made it to Spain by boat despite being pursued by a police helicopter. Morocco is a nightmare for immigration, he added. It's like the hell country for immigration because it's a country closer to Europe. At some point, the land in Morocco is just 5 miles from Spain. If you fail, then they are going to bring you back to the south and throw you in the desert and let you go. It's their own way to say go back to your own country. Once he made it to Spain, he was jailed for 2 months before being released. And Ngannou was unable to be deported because of his false documentation, ultimately settled in France after opting against traveling to the UK due to its strict border controls. The fan-favorite fighter Fair dodged his way to Paris on a train, and that's where he ultimately found MMA and earned a contract from Dana White's promotion. 8 years later, he is one of the biggest stars in the sport, despite recently parting ways with the UFC after a lengthy dispute with his contract. Okay. So let's go back to the map. So he made it to. Did he say? He said they just said Spain. So he got to Spain, one way or the other, and then from Spain he went to France. So once in Spain, they could have sent him over there or there, and he made it to Belgium. That's not that much farther. So he's in Paris. Where was his gym? Francis Ngannou. Whoop, that's not how you spell his name. Ngannou, Paris Gym. The MMA Factory. One gym in Paris launched the careers of Francis Ngannou and Cyril Gane. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. So Cyril Gane is someone who he fought, and they have the same teacher. It's like Krillin and Goku. Paris. An Uber arrives for pickup outside the MMA Factory gym in Rungis neighborhood nearby Orly Airport. It's a brisk afternoon with light rain 3 days after Christmas. The city, a capital of arts from fashion to culinary, is relatively quiet. When the driver hears that the passenger is visiting with UFC interim heavyweight champion Cyril Gane, his voice raises with excitement. The driver, has been a Brazilian jiu-jitsu student at the MMA Factory for years, before mixed martial arts fights were legal in France. They should have a fight in France. That'd be cool. Actually, never mind. France is a fucking dump. With one hand on the wheel, Broccoli. Is it broccoli? Wait, hold on. B-R-A-K, Brock, H-L-I. Broccoli? Broccoli. Broccoli. I'm picturing this guy, Broccoli. So, Broccoli opens the Google Translate app on his iPhone, hoping to make it easier to carry on a conversation in English. The Eiffel Tower is a blur in the distance of the driver's side window of his Kia Niro. And Broccoli nearly misses a highway off-ramp. No matter, he's immersed in the near and dear topic at hand, the recent surge of MMA in France. Francis Ngannou, the UFC heavyweight champion, his MMA career was born at the MMA Factory as well as Gane's. On Saturday, Ngannou and Gane, former training partners under coach Ferdinand Lopez, will fight at the main event of UFC 270 in Anaheim, California. Blah, 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 blah. This is too much like promotion for the thing. Oh, this is Reddit. Coach Ferdinand Lopez has revealed he kicked UFC heavyweight champion Francis Ngannou out of the gym MMA factory after the Predator refused to pay the membership fee. Tensions between Ngannou and his former team appear to be high as ever. Under the tutelage of Lopez in Paris, the Cameroonian was able to transition from poverty to global status as one of the best heavyweights in mixed martial arts. After going 5-1, largely fighting in regional French promotions, Ngannou was signed by the UFC in 2016 after 6 fights and 6 finishes, including a brutal knockout against perennial contender Alisar Overeem. He fought for, by the way, I think we should just review that knockout. Overeem knockout Francis. I mean, watch
Can I get
this,
your
dude.
autograph?
Watch. Okay, let's mute this. Yeah, we get it. Look at there's a movie going on, but I'm transforming the thing. It's being transformed. It's not like I'm playing the movie. Do 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 do. All right, let's see.
3 fighters in the modern era have started their UFC careers 6, and for Alistair Overeem.
So he's going to pivot that way. He's going to go, sorry. It's the camera switches it. So he's going to go from where he is now across, and Overeem's going to do the same thing. So they're going to do one of these. Wait for it.
Not a lot of people burning up Nick
And here
Maynard's
he goes. And here comes the... Oh, he sees that overhand coming. So he throws that jab, because it's going to be an exchange. He's going to throw a 1, 2, and then a 3. He's throwing 2, 2, 3, 2, I imagine. So Overeem's thinking, I'm going to throw... Or he's throwing a 4 right now. He's going to throw a 4, which is a hook, and then lead hook, and then another hook. He's just going to bang with Ngannou. Ngannou, throwing more straights, goes for a 1, a 2, and then a 3.
To try to get a
combo.
matchup with Ngannou.
Ooh! And it's that... Oh, it was... Technically, that was like a... You could call that either a 3 or a 5. It was...
Oh! Goes the Reem! Francis Ngannou! Oh! Goes the Reem!
The worst part about
Francis
it is
Ngannou has arrived!
his face, and it's like really sad.
Francis
Right here.
Ngannou. I mean,
Bang.
that's like a scene in a movie. Wow.
Declare the winner.
Yeah. These hands traveled... These hands traveled all the way up Africa into France, and then back to the U.S. to fuck him up. Ouch. Okay. So, yeah, that was one that set him on the map. That's one that, you know, Joe Rogan talks about it. He's like, dude, Overeem is so strong. Having fallen to consecutive defeats against Stipe Miocic and Derek Lewis, Ngannou eventually left. Oh, yeah. He lost to Stipe, and then he lost to Derek Lewis. But that loss to Derek Lewis was... I mean, they just didn't fight the whole time. Like, they were literally just, like, staring at each other like, oh, like, waiting to fight. It's like, no, you start, no, you start, no, you start. Anyway. Ngannou eventually left MMA Factory and made a second run for the title with his Extreme Couture's Eric Nixick. Eric Nixick? Who is this guy? Coach and football player. Damn, that's him? Which one is he that? The little guy? I think that's him. Either way, they're ripped. Who is he? Okay. Eric Nixick is the head coach and general manager of Extreme Couture in Las Vegas, Nevada. Makes sense. I think this was also around, no, go away. This was also around COVID times that he left the French gym. He started as a student in 2007. 2014, he got his purple purple belt rank, he would run the children's classes. Only a few years later would he take on the role of head coach and put extreme culture into the limelight. He has coached notable athletes such as Francis Ngannou, Dan Ige, Paul Felder's the fucking shit, man. They called him the Red Dragon. Paul Felder, Red Dragon, right? That's before he was, or the Irish Dragon, whatever. That was before he switched over to the UFC. There's a fight. Man, I wish he did better. Where was he fighting?
Breaking news.
Stop. It was Cage Fury, which is a MMA promotion that is closed down. But Paul Felder's fucking sick. Aljamain Sterling, I thought he, Aljo coach. Oh, did he lose? Oh yeah, he lost against Sugar Sean. I thought he was Aljo Sterling. Current coach. Current job. Ray Longo. So it's Ray Longo, not this guy, but he did coach him at one point. In-person training. Dynamic striking, about cage control. Yeah, I've never really seen this guy in videos. Like, I watch MMA news and I sort of kind of keep up with stuff. I've never heard of Extreme Culture, which is a stupid name. But it was found in 2007, which makes sense. Like, extreme was a really cool word in 2007. That was right before Obama got in office. White people were like, we're white. And I'm saying that as a white. I'm trying to reflect on that. I put the pieces together recently. I'm going to zoom in on this one. I put the pieces together recently during a set. I was doing this set about being Mexican, and I just kind of figured something out about like how I feel about whiteness and my whiteness. So it seems to me that I want to be browner than I am. Obviously, I keep bringing up Mexican. I have to like dilute my whiteness because there's a part of me growing up with mostly Mexican people. The only two white people in my family are me and my dad. When people started being like, "No, you're white. You're this group," which is like a totally different culture than what I'm exposed to. Like, I'm used to Mexican stuff. I'm used to like quesadilla. Like, you don't make a grilled cheese, you make a quesadilla. You know, we're not having casserole, we're having enchiladas. It's different. And then there was this one kid named Daniel Cho who got in my face and said, "You're white. You're white." Like, he wanted me to know that. Like, he didn't want me to have anything else. He's like, "You are white. Be white." And what I realized is that, like, there's a lot of like Asian dudes who want to be white. Like, white used to be the thing that you wanted to be, which it hasn't been at any point in my life. Like, at any point in my life, I never had the like want to be white. It's more just like I am. But in the past, people wanted to whiten themselves up, and that culture died with my generation. Yeah, I wonder if I could find more information about that. People wanting to be white. White. Acting white. Perfect. Here we go. In the United States, acting white is a pejorative term usually applied to black people, which refers to a person's perceived betrayal of their culture by assuming the social expectations of white society. That's exactly what I'm talking about. That's exactly what they're like. No. Get out of what you're doing and be white. And I'm like, I don't understand what that is. Like, I mean, because when that happened to me, I was in like elementary school. That Daniel Cho got up in my face and told me that I was white. It can be applied to success in education. But this view is highly debated. In 2020, 93.6% of African Americans between 25 and 39 had a high school diploma, on par with the national average. Although African Americans have a higher tendency to drop out from... Wait, what is happening? I just want more information about this. Black people accused of acting white are sometimes referred to as black Anglo-Saxons, a term coined by comedian Paul Mooney. Oh, dude, Paul Mooney's so fucking funny. Man, I miss Paul Mooney. Paul Mooney's so good. He died right around the time I was like hanging around the Comedy Store more often. Let me see. Paul Mooney. Paul Mooney compilation. Let's just see some Paul. Let's get some good old Paul Mooney.
Can I get your autograph?
Yeah.
Can we stop with the ads? Let's get through these ads. Blah, da, 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 da. I gotta say though, Paul Mooney's fucking ugly.
Hollywood is crazy. At first they had the Mexican with Brad Pitt, and now
What movie is that? The Mexican? Does he do the accent? The Mexican. Brad Pitt stars as Jerry Welbach, a reluctant bagman who has been given 2 ultimatums. This is his. The first is his mob boss to travel to Mexico and retrieve a priceless antique pistol known as the Mexican, or suffer the consequences. I see. I thought he was the Mexican. Okay.
now they've got The Last Samurai with Tom Cruise. Well, I've written the film. Maybe they'll produce my film, The Last on Earth, starring Tom Hanks. How about that?
Have you guys seen the Tom Hanks AI edits? Tom Hanks AI edits. No. Tom Hanks AI. Let's just do Tom Hanks AI. Hold on. Come on. Show it to me. Tom Hanks MLK. This one. This is what I'm talking about. They were making Tom Hanks look like MLK for a movie. This was in response to the Little Mermaid being black. They were like, "What about this?" Bad Boys for Life. Tom Hanks star You Are My Friend. Wow. What else? Oh yeah, Malcolm X. That's really funny. Okay.
A sex change. She would become a man and marry Liza Minnelli's husband and beat him.
Grazie mille. Grazie.
Next.
Hi, Negro Damas. What will happen to Star Jones on The View?
Star Jones, I'm getting something. Star Jones will have 2 jobs. First, she'll do The View. Then she'll take her wig off and do the weather.
Thank you, Negro Damas.
Okay. Dentists and movies. Ask a Black Dude. This is Chappelle Show.
That happy that's in that movie where he heals all white people.
Okay, I'm over it. Paul Mooney is great. Paul Mooney's amazing. Paul Mooney. What was I talking about? I was talking about Francis Ngannou. Right, we're on Cameroon? We're on Cameroon. Where am I? What's my blood type? What's my heart rate? Okay. After tearing through the division, expected revenge on Miocic in UFC 2060 this year, and had UFC gold wrapped around his waist for the first time. He fucked up, Miocic. Miocic was supposed to fight John Jones. Damn it! I thought that was supposed to happen. It got canceled. Dude, Jones versus Miocic. That'd been fucking awesome. Meanwhile, a new star was emerging out of Lopez's farm, French Gym, or famed farm, came out of his farm. French Gym, after transitioning to MMA from Muay Thai, Ciryl Gane rapidly rose up through the UFC ladder after winning the interim title in August after just 2 years in the promotion. In doing so, he set up a blockbuster unification with the former teammate Ngannou. I've noticed it seems like Muay Thai guys aren't doing as well in UFC, and I think it's their guard. I think there's something about their like guard and their just like general striking that like it doesn't protect your body and face as you like dive in. Like how do I I don't know how I would like research this. Boxing in MMA. Okay. Here's Nick Diaz.
I know my way around a boxing gym. I'm about the only one in the sport. There's some kickboxers. They throw their punches all awkward and they're not tight.
Hey, there he is. That's what I'm noticing.
I like Frankie Edgar's understanding. I like Masvidal's understanding.
Masvidal, another boxer.
Of course, he's a pro boxer. So the thing is, a lot of these kickboxers they throw their punches.
Okay, yeah.
Punches all awkward and they're not tight. Like look at the Aldo. He got hit. He's throwing loops.
That's where that rise of champions came from. I bet if I looked at that, what are the UFC belt succession? No, not USC, UFC. The lineage, yeah. Middleweight would be really good. I just want to see it. Athletes. Title holders. Okay. Who the fuck is this guy? Who the fuck is this guy? This guy beat Brandon Moreno? The 125 belt is so weird to me. Like, does anyone give a shit? Like, it's such a weird... It's just dominated by, like, South Americans and Mexicans. Sugar Sean O'Malley, 135. Fighting at 135 is so crazy. How tall is Sugar Sean? $5'11"? How the fuck is he fighting at 135? He's 6 inches shorter than me, 5 inches shorter than me. He weighs 100 pounds less. Over 100 pounds less. I mean, I'm kind of pudgy. But still, I got a little bit of abs. I got a 4-pack. But still, Alexander Volkanovski is 175. How tall is that dude? I know he's not tall. Xander. What's his height? He 5'6". 5'6". 5'6". He is 5'6", fights 40 pounds heavier than a guy who's 5'11". That's wild to me. Okay. Islam. Yeah. How do I find the previous belt holders? Timeline of UFC belt. Maybe that. Lightweight. No. But does it show me? I remember seeing something like that. Like it would just detail timeline of every UFC champion. Thank you. Okay, so Ciryl Gane. No. UFC. Let's do middleweight belt. A visual history. Thank you. So let's go. So Anderson Silva, he's like the inverse of the boxer wrestler. I met someone who did MMA, and they were a boxer and they were a wrestler. Anderson Silva is a kickboxer and a jiu-jitsu guy. Obviously, he did MMA and improved upon all of his skills the same way as the boxer wrestlers were, but the sport as a whole had developed so much more before Anderson Silva had reached his prime. As you can see, like these guys, I don't even know who these guys are. And then there's Chris Weidman. He's one of those guys. Also, kickboxing, wrestler, jiu-jitsu. Lost to Luke Rockhold, same thing. Michael Bisping. Michael Bisping's striking is really good. He reminds me a little bit of Sean Strickland, actually. Like, let's pull up a side-by-side. Sean Strickland images. I gotta see him in the fight, like throwing a punch or something. Okay, there's his jab. Let's look at Michael Bisping's jab. Michael Bisping's one of my favorites. The fact that he got so good. Jab. Images. Let's see him throw a jab. Boom. So you see that? You can see how his hand, it's in the exact same position almost, which is just kind of good technique. Yeah, he keeps his hand a little bit lower than Strickland. Strickland does keep it much tighter. Anyway. But I know that Michael Bisping came from a kickboxing background. He's a kickboxing champion prior. And he lost to George St. Pierre, Robert Whittaker. Robert Whittaker is, what's the Australian region? He's like New Zealand, Australia, that sort of area of the world. They are really, really into kickboxing because there's kickboxing and there's Muay Thai and you're close to Thailand. And so it's like the best of the best. That's when Israel Adesanya comes in. He beats him, loses to Alex. Israel won. Israel gets it back, and then Sean Strickland takes it. And he's actually defending the belt tonight. Ooh, I recorded this on Saturday. Whoa. But let's get back. Let's get back to Cameroon. I got sucked into MMA because I'm a dork. Let's jump straight back into Cameroon. Okay. Let's see. If you're planning a trip to Cameroon, here's 7 interesting facts about Cameroon. Cameroon's nickname is Africa in miniature because of its geographical location and cultural diversity. Wow. They have a brown river. That is beautiful. That's so green. That is unbelievably green. Home to Africa's oldest forest. I bet there's some crazy shit living in there, man. Oh. Hold on, I want to see one of their creatures. It's all of the same bridge. What is this big bridge? They got monkeys, they got gorillas, they got armadillos. What is that? Oh, that's a pangolin. That's the thing that made COVID. Okay. Forest. I'm just going to type monster and see what pops up. Wendigo? What? No, that's an American thing. Oh, I know what that is. That's a man. Hold on. The Wendigo was probably just a man people saw out in the wilderness wearing a deer skull or an elk skull. Reviewed discoveries in 2010. But it's also a monster of the canopy, blah, blah, blah. Nah, I'm not going to find anything. Alright, no cool things in the forest, whatever. They're good at footy. The Indomitable Lions, Cameroon's national football team, is one of the strongest teams in Africa. This team has qualified for the FIFA competition 6 times, which is more than any other African team. It's a good country. It's not a bad place to be from, honestly. They've practiced the World Cup 5 times. They've participated, not practice. And in 1990, they became the first ever team in Africa to make it to the quarterfinals. In fact, it took extra time for England to win the game 3-2. They also won gold at the 2000 Sydney Olympic Games and have won the African Cup of Nations 4 times. Okay. It's named after a crustacean. Cameroon is one of the only countries in the world named after a crustacean. Oh, because they have shrimp. They got scrimp. It's one of the wettest places in the world when I'm there. Home to some of the world's largest, most unique species. World's largest frog. Oh, this is that frog that screams, isn't it? Hold on.
Behold! This is a Goliath frog, the largest frog.
Okay, nah. That's a dead one. Is that it? I don't think that's it. Goliath frog. Goliath frog video.
My husband and I started...
Oh my god, with these ads, man. Look, what is this called? What is this? healthjusticerecovery.org. Why are you advertising on YouTube? If you were a good thing, you wouldn't be able to advertise on YouTube. The fact that you're like, donate. You're full of shit, okay? Your son's dead and you killed him.
Giant slippery frogs. These frogs
Giant slippery frog.
are the largest.
That was kind of a harsh transition.
Living frogs on Earth. They can reach the size of a small house cat, weighing over 7 pounds and reaching more than a foot in length. And that's not with their legs stretched out. Unfortunately, they're also noise, just not in the same way as most other frogs. They make whistles and grunts to serenade their partners. Males will compete with each other, may remain at the nest.
It's crazy.
Their activity,
Dude,
it takes about 3 months for the tadpoles.
That's what it looks like when I bust. Okay, that's enough. I'm trying to make Cameroon interesting, but the most interesting thing about it is Francis Ngannou taking a firm stance against poaching. Hey, good for them. Cameroon is just, I mean, what the fuck is with all these ads? The Daily Mail, wow. Okay. Damn, those guys are ripped. Artisanal miners in Cameroon who dive to the bottom of the Wuri River to collect sand to transport upriver for use of construction. Okay. That dude's straight naked. That dude's completely naked. That guy... Dude, this is... Some of you might be enjoying this. The 49-year-old was able to show divers, some of whom can't swim, incredibly taking strides to the bottom at least 100 times in each shift. The workmen can be seen jumping from their pirogues, from the pirogues, long and narrow canoes, with buckets to collect wet sand for use in building and construction materials. Yep, haven't seen a dong yet. Yeah, these guys are strong as hell. Look at this dude. Even his leg. How? This guy looks like he listens to Usher. This looks like Usher's dad, you know? This guy with the earring. Come on, man. Just getting to the bottom and getting sand in the bucket proved to be an incredible achievement, let alone bringing it up from the river floor. They're incredibly tough people that were amongst the strongest and most ripped people that I've ever photographed anywhere around the world. I was fortunate to end up with what turned out to be the strongest 6-man crew and all of the 4,000 sand divers working on the river. I would love to see like a group of just like fat divers that are just like, we don't all look like that. Yeah, that sounds tough. Maybe you need to be ripped to sink to the bottom. Maybe that's what it's for. And then you're like pushing, man. And this isn't even like the sand mining that Francis would do. He would do that in the sun. Hold on, let me find that video. Video of Francis returning to Cam. Yeah. Oh my god, that actually looks like the place we saw. Yeah. So many people. She's literally throwing herself in the front of the car. She's not gonna buy Cameroon. One car in Cameroon.
I think this is just like
and here's Francis talking about something.
I think this is just like a symbol of dedication and perseverance. You know, for those children, somebody asked me like, what do I gonna do with the belt? And I was saying, maybe we're gonna find a place.
Say, what are you gonna do with the bag? One of the children were asking, "What you gonna do with the bag, Holmes?" Big FN.
Place in a public place in Cameroon and put it there so some kids can look on it and he inspired them.
Oh, the belt, not the bag, not the bag, not the bed, the belt. With the belt.
They will understand that as a symbol of determination, you know, like
just leave it in the town square. That's pretty legit, honestly. Going back to your hometown and just like leaving the belt there, that'd be badass. Okay. Get through the ads, blah 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 blah. Tokyo Dance Man.
Cameroon's Francis Ngannou, the first African ultimate fighting champion.
The first African champion. Man, dude, Africa's coming up. Africa's coming up. If I could buy stock in Africa, I'd buy, 100 shares at $100. You know, I'd buy stock right away. I remember he goes back and he does sand mining. He like scoops some sand. Yeah, here it is.
You didn't choose cat allergies.
Kaiser
choose your
Permanente.
hairline.
Kaiser
Hot
Permanente. I
flashes.
hope you fucking fall off a cliff.
I was 10,
I hope
about
Mr.
10
Kaiser
years old
himself dies.
when I started that because I would
From AIDS.
do something. You know, that work was
This is what you used
meant
to do.
for adults, but we didn't have any option, so we take what we had at the time.
I mean, it had to teach you discipline. There had to be like some positive. It's terrible that you had to do that at 10, but
Yeah.
there had to be some positive
voice.
aspects of it, some positive repercussions of it.
Oh, definitely. I mean,
The school kids made fun of him for this too. Francis Ngannou talks about bullying. I was getting bullied behind the scenes. Says UFC forced him to defend himself publicly. What? Francis Ngannou recently discussed his tetchy relationship with the UFC brass among the ongoing contract dispute between two parties. Regaining UFC heavyweight champion was on a guest of True Geordie Extra. This is not it. Okay. Francis was born in... Can you get off my dick advertisements? This is horrible. What is this world coming to? What is the world coming to? Where I can't read, where I'm trying to read and you put a video up in my face. Get away. Back up. I'm trying to read. I'm trying to do what everyone wants me to do. Everyone wants me to read. Everyone wants me to go do things that they want me to do. I want to do good things. So just let me read. Fucking assholes. He grew up with very little, no home, no formal education, no support. What he lacked in support, he made up for with his enormous dreams. He eluded the demands of local gangs, began working in salt mines as a child, and set sights on the life outside of town that was determined to retain him. Francis began boxing training at the age of 22, and at age 26 he took an arduous journey to France to pursue his professional career. Upon reaching Europe, he was jailed for 2 months. Blah, blah, blah. Why are people attracted? Everyone has a little bit of a warrior in them. Where is it? That's not even the one. Whatever. I remember him talking about like not having money and like having to work as a kid, and he would smell, and it's like he didn't have shoes. About maybe that, not having shoes. He admitted never buying goat sneaker once sported by Jay-Z. I was barefoot at that time and was just like, I hope I have those shoes. And for so long, Air Force was on my mind. What? Boast net worth, my MB. Like, whenever I had money, and if I can afford it, I'll have that Air Force. But I have a lot of Jordans, so I would say Jordan. When he recalled when he first saw Jay-Z in Air Force sneakers in 2000 video, Francis said, but I remember growing up, and back in 2000 I saw a video clip. Blah, blah, blah. They just want to talk about him fighting and Tyson Fury. Whatever. I think I'm going to end the episode there. There's not much else to say about Cameroon. It's a nice place. It's nicer. It's good. It's good. I like it. Cameroon's alright. Go there, watch UFC, punch people, fight your bullies, mind the sand, pandering hour. Goodbye.